What's up, guys? Welcome to the Linecheck podcast. It's me, Brennan Villarreal, your host. And today I'm in the studio with Andrea of The Merchant.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in. I've been going to The Merchant since you guys first opened, which was how long ago?
7 years now.
7 years.
Yeah.
That was 2017.
17.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I used to live in Wrigley, and there's really no coffee shop in that area, like ever, except like a Starbucks. And then there's like Stillhead on Wardlow. Is it Wardlow?
Yes.
Yeah, on Wardlow.
On Wardlow and Orange.
And that was pretty much it. But I didn't really like sitting in there. I just get like a drip coffee to go. And then you guys open. I was like, "Holy shit, this is a really nice spot and cozy." I like sit there all the time and like read a book or be on my phone and drink some coffee. Get my favorite guava and cheese pastry.
That's
take one to my Lola because that was her favorite too. But yeah, it's great to have you on the podcast, and I'm really excited to talk about The Merchant.
Yeah. I'm excited too. Let's see what questions you have for me.
I got really crazy questions. It's gonna get intense here. I'm just kidding. So how's it been having a brick and mortar for 7 years?
Fun and stressful at the same time.
Yeah, I bet.
It's figuring things out constantly. Really. And then when you figure something out, it's a success and you're super excited about it. And then there's the next hurdle and the next struggle or the next idea. So it's always something. There's always something to do. You're never not just sitting around.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about the ambiance and what The Merchant is for no one that's been there?
The Merchant is a 600 square foot coffee shop. And so when we first started, our coffee shop housed our bakers too. So we didn't have a separate
I've heard that.
bakery. Everything happened in the coffee shop. So we would open at the time when we first started, we'd open at 6, and then we moved our hours. But so the hours would start at 7 a.m. And so the coffee shop would then close at 3 p.m. And at 5 p.m., the bakers would come in and carts would get rolled in from the storage room next door. And the baking would start. We'd clear off all the countertops, and it just became a bakery overnight. And it started off really small with 2 bakers and myself and somebody else. And then it slowly grew and we outgrew the spot. But the ambiance or the what's the word I'm looking for?
The layout.
The layout of the shop. Really, when I was designing it, I really wanted it to be an extension of my living room. I wanted people to come in and feel cozy and feel comfortable, be able to spend time in there and just relax. A lot of coffee shops are kind of cold.
Yeah.
And so that's what I really wanted to focus on that and make sure that when people came in, they felt like warmth and welcome.
Yeah, it's like a trend right now. Coffee shops just being like dark and cold and like uncomfortable chairs. I mean, I know the reason why, because I don't want people hanging out there for like the whole day on their laptops. I get it. But like, I want to at least like come some space and be like, oh, this is like nice and cozy.
A big reason why, I mean, I took so much time in designing it too, was I knew that I'd be spending all my time there. So adding all the little things, if I was going to keep coming to the same spot every single day, I want to at least be able to look at things and, they were nice and I felt comfortable in it too.
And was this location like a house before?
No, it was a trinket spot. Okay. So I kind of
which is a lot of big funerals back in the day.
I willed it. I mean, it used to be a trinket spot, and I used to drive by and walk by it, and I just every single time like that would be a really great coffee shop. And I just passed by again. I'm like, God, if someone could just open up a coffee shop. Then one day it was vacant. And with no experience whatsoever, I went next door. There was a little like pet food store at the time. And I asked for the landlord's number and I got it. And I signed the lease a week later.
Wow.
I'm like, what did I just do? And then it all started.
How long did it take to do the build out?
It was a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of hoops to jump through. And the biggest one was we were completely built out. And when we were getting ready, we were just days away from opening. One of the last sign-offs was Edison having to come over. And they came through and they said, you don't have enough power.
Shit.
And my husband and I, Mike, we stood there and like, what do you mean we don't have enough power? We just went through this whole thing. You don't have enough power. You can't open. And so there are a lot of people that got involved. And at the end of it, then we were able to open up. But that was just one of those things. It was, you throw in all your money and then someone tells you that you can't. And why didn't it happen in the beginning?
Yeah, it's wild.
I know. So,
These
but
things
anyways,
that come up.
we finally opened up and then, the rest is history.
And then that was not just the first hurdle that you had.
Yeah.
In the 7 years, there's been many other hurdles.
Yeah. One of them being COVID.
Yes,
That
COVID.
was a big one.
Wow. Yeah, that was a while ago now because we're going on almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Weird.
That seems like yesterday. We talk about it still.
Yeah, like it was yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember when I did that in COVID. Oh, wait, that was that long ago?
Yeah, or like the decisions that you made when everything started. So I had a friend who, I don't know how, like everybody was talking about this pandemic and I didn't even know what a pandemic was. I always heard epidemic, but not pandemic. And so
only in movies.
I know.
Yeah.
That monkey movie or I don't know. But
12 Monkeys.
I don't even, was that what it was called?
I think so.
And so she was the one who was telling me, she's like, hey, this is going to get pretty serious. And so I said, well, let's just start moving things. And so we started moving like the straws from when people were able to access them and then the napkins, but then people were reaching over and grabbing them. Then we removed all the seats. And then eventually it was like we got broken into and we decided to put in a Dutch door. So I was like, let's just put in a Dutch door. And that was our saving grace. We had a Dutch door and we were able to have people place their orders online, but also at the window. And then nobody could enter. So that helped a lot. So we still have a Dutch door.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the current state of the merchant, which is kind of booming right now.
It's booming.
It's booming.
It's booming.
Yeah. So you guys have a trolley. You want to talk about the trolley?
So the trolley is a funny story. We wanted to serve beer and wine. We have our beer and wine license, but we didn't have this. We don't have the space. Our space is really tiny, and we had all of our equipment with the bakers in there at the time. And so my idea was to get kind of like a food truck trailer and serve beer and wine outside. So then we would have our beer and wine outside, and then everything could still happen inside. And as we were going through the process, that the trailer that I had was looking at fell through, and I decided, oh shoot, well, what are we gonna do? Like I have no idea what we're gonna do, and so I just night after night just looking online on Facebook Marketplace, and then this trolley popped up, and I looked at it and I was obsessed with it, and I'm like, that would be really great for the merchant, because I didn't just want a food truck, and that's not what I wanted. And the merchant's never been like that. It's always been like all the cutesy stuff and the stuff that I like really. But and so we bought it and we varnished it and we did the whole thing, and it's still working its way out, but it has a 3-compartment sink and a hand wash sink. And so we decided, then we ended up finding a spot for the bakers. And so our bakers moved out, and now we had this trolley, and now we were able to move our beer and wine inside. So now we had this this thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what are we going to do with it? And then we turned it into the chili trolley. We started serving chili out of it and slinging chili. And the reason for that was we started doing events Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. And Tuesdays is trivia night from 6 to 8 p.m. And Wednesdays one Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. But we were doing those and we had no warm food.
Yeah.
We had our pastries on the counter. And that's when we decided to start doing chili. So now we slang chili, Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 8. And we're looking for the next thing once winter's over. What is the trolley going to do for
what's going to transform
the spring?
to next?
Yeah.
I highly recommend it that you guys go because I went, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, but I also went like the week after that too. But yeah, it's cute. You can hang outside, hang inside, get a bowl of chili. Also, you could get in a bread bowl, which is one of my absolute favorite things to do. And and just get like a glass of wine, get a beer, and just be all cozy outside and, enjoy the ambiance of Bixby Knolls. And then, can walk around the neighborhood now because all the lights are up for Christmas.
Yeah. We have our live music and we're looking for performers to kind of come through. And
I play.
You do?
No, not anymore.
Oh, dang it. But no, it's fun. It's fun having new artists come and share their talents. And we do pop-ups for, for people who craft and have their thing. And we love doing that. That's where I started.
Yeah.
I started popping up in front of, I forget the name. But she was so sweet and she let me pop up and I baked all my cookies.
That's cool.
And I had my bread and I didn't hardly sold anything. And anybody who pops up knows
it's hard.
The amount of work it is to set up, to break down, to not know. Someone could like chime in and say, oh, there's going to be 300 people and then only like 50 people show up.
It's not a guarantee that everyone buys something from you either.
Yeah. And so she started me off and I was popping up and I was doing all the things. And, that just kind of led to, so now when we have events, I love being able to find people and letting them know, but I'm always very honest. I'm like, I have no idea what's going to,
it's hard. It's hard to gauge. I'm like, I'm giving you a platform. Here you go. You can sell your stuff, whatever you do. But like I curate pop-ups at Rose Park on Pine.
Oh, cool.
It's a coffee shop, so I don't charge them any fee. It's a clean slate. Here you go. Like if you're like new and you never done a pop-up before, like here you go. Go at it as you will.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you're rolling the dice. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. And, we're just always trying to find new things. Sorry.
Oh no.
I was like talking coughing. Over you. Trying to find new things to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you also have run clubs.
We do. We host a run club, Prime Run Club on Thursdays, and they're a really great group of people, and they're so positive, and they're just fun to have around.
Yeah, Zarek runs with them.
Yeah,
he's a Prime Run Club runner.
Yeah, it started off really tiny.
It's huge,
and it's massive.
Yeah. How many runners are there? It looks like there's at least like 50 or 60.
At least 75 runners.
75? Damn.
And there's runners that go every single week.
I'm going to try and go to one of them.
You should.
Is it Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursdays.
Thursday. That's tomorrow.
And if you don't run, you can definitely drink beer.
I'm a marathon runner.
Yeah. Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
God, I wish I ran. I wish I was a runner.
I just got into it about 2 years ago. Yeah,
and you just got hooked on it?
Yeah, my cousin asked me another cousin asked me if I want to run a marathon with him. I was like, sure. And then I signed up. I was like, wait, how long is the marathon? I know I'm stupid. And I was like, 26 miles. I was like, what the hell? I was like, and he sent me the training list and I was reading. I was like, this is how much I have to run to train for a marathon. I was like, damn, I just killed myself.
And did you stick to it though?
And I stuck to it. Yeah, it was really hard. The first one I did, I've done 3 now, and a triathlon.
A triathlon?
And 3 marathons, in a year.
Kudos to you, man. Yeah. That's a lot of dedication.
Yeah, I needed another sport to play or do. So now I'm a runner and I cook. Yeah, here we are.
That's perfect.
And but Anyways, going back, I'm on a tangent right now talking about running. This is a cooking podcast. Let's talk about some of the pastries that you have at the Merchant.
Sure. So I was professionally trained in New York. I went to the French Culinary Institute. And so there I learned a lot of, I did a lot of yeast to dough, so my croissants and, but I, quick breads and those things, those came after.
Yeah.
So those were kind of easy. But we do our cinnamon rolls, which are pretty popular. We have our standard croissants, but then we always put a little flair. We put a little flair in the thing, being Latina, I always make sure I have. So we have our guava cheese croissants.
Yes, very good.
I always had cheese and guava on the table with crackers growing up. We have our Puerto Rican beef empanadas, and we make everything from scratch. So we don't, all of our doughs, all of our fillings, all that stuff. So everything you purchase or you eat there, you're getting it from start to finish. We're all making it from scratch. There's no like pre-bought anything. So I'm pretty proud of that.
That's good. That's the way you got to do it. I've been vouching for the pastries at the Merchant ever since you opened, and I'm like, this is the best croissant. I'm telling you.
You know what the
There's a
secret
lot of
is?
people that don't know about the Merchant. I'm like, you don't know about the Merchant? I'm
Because
like,
we're itty.
what?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
We're in the corner and we're like itty and we just kind of do our thing. But the secret to our pastry success, and I'm going to tell everybody, I let kids be the judge, the final judge to everything that we serve. So my nieces, my nephews, even like neighborhood kids, when I finish something, I give it to kids and I want to hear what they have to say. They have the most basic palates.
Yeah.
And so they'll be the most truthful.
Yes.
And my nephew is really, really great at it. I remember I put too much, I think, nutmeg in something. It was accidental. And he said, it tastes soapy, Auntie. And I knew exactly what it was. And when I went and I redid it, I cut it in half. And it was like, success.
All right, I'm gonna take note because I'm gonna ask Sienna, my cousin, hey, bring Mila over. Like every time I got something, try this.
Seriously. You'll see. I mean, and then you have your really, really picky eaters. That's not going to work. But it's the kids that are most like willing to try things. That's who I normally give my my first go around to.
That's great. Great advice. Anybody that's listening, you guys should do that.
Unless you're like,
unless you have like
fish or something
or
crazy.
Unless you have like a hurt ego, then don't ask.
I had a kid one time. I put, you put coffee in your brownies, like a little bit of the espresso in there, and kid ate it and he spit it out and he's like, I don't like it, and I knew exactly what it was, and I did. I toned it down. That means people who are sensitive to those things can taste it.
Yeah,
and I want to make sure that, not everyone's going to like what you make. And that I do know, but at least you can get the majority.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. No, that's so smart. I never thought about that. Wow. Kids rule the world.
Yeah, they for sure do.
So where do you see the Merchant in 5 years?
Gosh, I don't have no idea. I'm just trying to figure out what the
Day
Merchant's
by
going to
day.
look like next week.
True. Kudos. Yeah.
I don't know. My brain is always filing things and creating things. And one minute I want to do this, and the next I want to do, a banana shack. Like there's so many things. I honestly have no idea. What I do wish for the Merchant is to continue to be, experimental. Make changes when things don't stick. Listen to, that's somebody. Listen to somebody, listen to, to the team when things aren't working, or those are the things that are important. And I think that'll kind of keep us going in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. For our last part of the podcast, I already know what you're going to tell me, but tell me your favorite in the weeds story, or most current to memory.
It just happened. So I felt like making gumbo for the chili trolley. And I spent 45 minutes making the roux and doing all the things. And I was so proud of it. And I was loading it all into my car, 3 big ass Cambros, and the cart fell over. All over. I had to pick it all up. It bruised my ego.
Wow.
I wanted to cry.
Do you have cameras?
No. If it would have been there, I you know what? I wanted to take a photo, but I was so distraught. I just couldn't. And I picked it all up. I hosed everything down and I just went on my way.
Yeah. The fact that you had to hose everything down already
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And I left a text to one of the bakers and I said, hey, I left all the dishes on the rack to dry. I'm so sorry. And I explained what had happened. She's like, hey, it's totally okay.
Yeah. Everyone's like, I'm sorry.
I know. Even my husband was like, I'm so sorry. Now I have to order everything again. I think the hurtful thing I think I was telling you was the roux.
Yeah.
The roux takes so much damn time.
Yeah.
Everything else, like, fine.
Yeah. For that much product.
Fucking roux.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was in my weed story that just happened.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It
It
happens.
literally just happened.
It
Yeah.
literally just happened.
You had to like clean up before you came here.
I did. I had to change.
That's how much it happened.
I know.
That just happened. All
I
right.
didn't think I was going to make it
Yeah.
because I was busy
Well-
hosing it down to
Well,
the
thank
alley.
you for coming here with such a positive attitude.
Thank you for having me. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I hope you could get some good stuff out of this.
Yeah, of course. This is a great episode. I'm going to be at the Merchant maybe tomorrow.
Come by.
Yeah. Everybody, if you haven't been to the Merchant, make sure you check them out. Get a pastry, come at nighttime for some wine and beer. And if you see Andrea behind the bar, say what's up.
Say hi. 4121 Long Beach Boulevard.
We'll catch you guys next time. That was Linecheck. Bye.
Bye.